We are all going to die one day, and if we have to waste what little time we've got playing video games, they better be the right ones. Today we are looking at IronSight, a fast-paced, action-packed first-person shooter that claims to be free to play, but is it worth my time? In the past, I've been criticized for comparing games to each other a little bit too much. Anthony, this game is nothing like Overwatch. Well, I said it was inspired by it. Anthony, this game is nothing like Counter-Strike. Well, more than a few elements are exactly the same, so... This game is nothing like PUBG. Okay, you can fuck right off with that one. I tend to compare games a lot as an easy shorthand to get across what type of game I'm talking about more quickly. Some people seem to get mad because they think the game I'm reviewing is better, or how dare I compare their favorite game to this crap. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to inform people on what a game is like without making a 45-minute video. I could go into every little detail like an ad at your local GameStop.
IronSight is a futuristic military first-person shooter based on the battle over natural resources between armed forces and the private military corporation. Equipped with cutting-edge weapons and drone systems, the realistic gameplay will throw the player into the middle of intense situations as the player progresses through various different locations.
But I don't think any of you really want to watch that video, and I certainly don't want to make it. Now, I bring this up because today's game needs to be compared. I've called many games an Overwatch ripoff, a PUBG ripoff, a Call of Duty ripoff, but today is different. IronSight is Call of Duty. Not a Call of Duty ripoff, not inspired by Call of Duty, but IronSight is actually Call of Duty. IronSight is not actually affiliated with the Call of Duty brand, I'm just doing a bit. So just from that statement, you probably know if this game is for you. Look, if you're not a fan of the fast-paced run, die, respawn, die again shooters, that's fine. Thanks for checking out the video, maybe I'll see you on the next one, have a good day. But if you are a fan, then boy do I have a game to show you. Call of Duty became so popular and mainstream because it was easy to hop into compared to competing shooters that take a bit more work to get the most out of. Kinda like a Worth My Time video where you have to wait through Anthony's intro to get to the actual game itself. Video starts at insert time here. Well fine then, just like the game, let's hop right into the action and find out if IronSight is worth my time. Enter call sign, alright, AnthonyCSN. Okay, so it drops us right into the menus, and the first thing we see is a pretty good looking character model. A good start. There's a big flashy play button at the top of the screen just begging you to click it. Play me, play me, play me! Okay, fine, I'm just surprised there isn't a tutorial they're trying to shove down your throat. Oh, okay, there it is. But I could just hop into a match if I wanted to, so you know what? Since it didn't force it on me, let's check it out.
The Western nations, including the United States and Europe, heavily invested in the Middle East.
Can you invest in the Middle East?
During this competition, a major volcano erupted in the Atlantic.
Whoa, hold on, volcano?
A devastating tsunami destroyed nuclear power plants, creating a new resource trinitome from radiation and Eurocities. Now, in crisis, Western powers form a federal state now. Who will win this battle for resources?
What the fuck is going on? This game better have a volcano map or I'm gonna be extremely disappointed. So first time seeing gameplay, and it looks pretty good. The ship speeds off, leaving dust clouds everywhere, and I'm given my mission.
Let's move out. Stay close.
I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, Sarah. Guns feel pretty good, at least the one in the tutorial, punchy and powerful. Oh, and look, I have a Hellbird. And that right there was the first hint of, oh, this is just Call of Duty.
Take a deep breath and get ready for the next battle. Press F to activate. I think I'm done.
No, wait, Sarah, please, don't leave me
Sarah.
like this.
How could this happen to me?
Oh well, carrying on, I again changed aim down sights and crouch to hold. In these kinds of crazy fast-paced games, toggle can be deadly. And then did the last few challenges. Honestly, the tutorial is pretty pointless, and they probably made it optional for a reason. Your knowledge base from other similar games is more than enough to get you started.
You have completed all virtual missions. You are now ready for real battle.
Alright guys, she said I'm ready, so let's do this. Okay, loading screen looks like COD. There's different loadouts for your character, just like COD. Okay, you're not even trying to hide it anymore. It's Call of Duty. If you were a fan of boots on the ground Call of Duty games from around the Black Ops 2 era, then you'll be right at home here. Things have a slight future aesthetic, but with mostly modern weapons like the FAMAS, P90, and even the Vector. I love that gun. If you were all about Black Ops 2 back in 2012, then that style of game is back. Good news here, you can pick up other players' guns, so they're not being dicks and forcing you to buy every weapon. And damn, that was my first sniper shot, and I got a kill. I'm a sucker for a good, satisfying sniper rifle. I know it's not realistic, but it feels good, and my old COD instincts held up here. So looking around the menus, things look simple and clean. There's your equipment, a shop, clan support, and it looks like right off the bat they give you about 30,000 points to get you started. Excuse me, sir, 1 vector, please. Guns seem to be permanent purchases right now, with a spot for timed that's empty, so maybe in the future they'll add that. But there is a fee to repair guns, which I know some people have a big problem with. I understand if a full-price game added microtransactions and then made you repair your guns, that's bullshit. But you have to keep in mind these games are free. Some free-to-play games go too far, with bullshit countdown timers and limits that prey on people for money. But I don't personally think the whole repair system crosses that line. These games have to make their money somehow. Nobody is entitled to a free game. IronSight features a surprisingly large amount of guns with everything you'd expect, like assault rifles, SMGs, pretty great sniper rifles, light machine guns. Chances are, if you have a favorite gun in Call of Duty, you'll find it here, short of the disintegrating laser gun from Infinite Warfare.
Here, Wolf, combat model, same tech.
There are also tons of attachments and tuning options for guns, many different sidearms, and look, eat your heart out, Counter-Strike kiddies, this game straight up gives you a karambit. Oh shit, and it comes in gold, I hope I get it in a loot box! There are loot boxes in the game, but no countdown timers or anything like that, just basic open a box and see what you get. Unsurprisingly, it's just like Call of Duty's system, the only difference being I didn't already spend $60 fucking on the game! I purchased one with in-game points just to take a look and got a new sight, so... Wait, are you telling me a game called IronSight encourages you to use scopes? That's it! Game sucks! False advertising! Lies! Dirty lies! Okay, I've got my loadout with a brand new vector, let's see what it can do. There are 3 popular Call of Duty game modes with Team Deathmatch, Domination, and what is basically Search and Destroy, along with a somewhat unique mode where 2 teams try to capture a certain point while also fighting AI robots. It's a neat idea, but most game modes just turn into running around and killing people. And I spent most of my time in good old Team Deathmatch. Again, saying it's Call of Duty should inform you how the game plays. COD has been the premier action shooter franchise for almost a decade, and while its time may be passing, that doesn't mean the quality of its gameplay is diminished. In my notes, I have written, this game is some AAA shit a few years ago, and that's true. I went back and played some Black Ops 2 to compare, and the only thing I noticed was that the time to kill was slightly faster. Otherwise, production values of IronSight's multiplayer are right up there with Call of Duty games from a few years back. While some people still might see it as outdated, I like a game with a clean look that just runs well. And for a free-to-play game, that's perfect, since more people can enjoy it that don't have top-of-the-line hardware. Okay, I have a confession. The vector kinda sucks. I know, but it's okay. This gives us the perfect goal to unlock a new gun. I'm thinking the FAMAS, because every time I've picked one up randomly, it just destroys people. So as I played, I struggled to find even a couple of things that felt out of place from a normal Call of Duty game. Kill streaks are there, employing the system from later games where points are earned for more than just getting kills. Plus it counts down really slowly throughout the match. I can't remember if other games did that, but it works. There's UAVs, Ospreys with guns, this giant rocket launcher that, oh, it's a Predator missile that you launch yourself. Neat. The controls are more or less the same, but for some ungodly reason, Control was prone by default. I kept seeing people lay down from panicking and just pressing it out of instinct. Maps are fun and varied and flow pretty well once you know player routes and vantage points. There's a destroyed airfield mixed with a terminal, a map where it gets dusty sometimes, a map on the coast with some rundown buildings, and a map at a nighttime nightclub kind of looking place. There's even a highlight at the end of a match, which I've always enjoyed, giving you something to strive for from game to game. Please tell me I got the highlight. Yes! I'll put this in the video. My highlight. Ready? And... bang! Oh, wait. Bam! And then turn the corner. Pick up this gun. Bam! Bam! End of game. Double kill. Holy shit, that was a double kill. Put that in the video. Listen, alright? This is recorded way before the rest of the video. I don't know if it fits in, but I love this fucking game. It's really good. Unfortunately, that highlight system is directly tied to one of the two things that are missing. First off, there's no kill cam. Like after you die, it plays the last few seconds back from the enemy's perspective. These have always been a great feature since they help cut down on what the fuck that's bullshit moments when playing. It's a lot harder to get frustrated with a game when you can clearly see how you fucked up. But it's just not here for some reason. They obviously have the tech to do it, so kill cam, where are you at? The other missing feature is honestly really small. You know at the beginning of a match in Call of Duty when you select a loadout and then go, oh shit, wait, I want to use a different gun. It lets you switch? Well, in IronSight, you can't switch. You're fucked. For like 30 or 40 seconds, you can't use the gun you wanted to use. It's unacceptable. Obviously, I'm kidding, but that's how closely I had to look to find something out of place. The rest of the game is Call of Duty to a goddamn T. So after playing the game for a few days, I got a bunch of new stuff. Made it to 20,000 points to unlock the FAMAS, and it kicks ass. The grind wasn't even all that bad, with plenty of achievements and daily logon bonuses, and I kept getting pretty consistent loot boxes with new clothes I couldn't figure out how to use. Eventually, I found out you can have a custom avatar and put whatever you want on them, within reason. There's no super sexy bikini skin or tactical cleavage. The weirdest thing I found really was this vest that's perfect for jousting at medieval times. They also have some of the worst haircuts I've ever seen, and I think it's a conspiracy. I've got it. Let's give them a bunch of awful haircuts so they'll have to buy a new helmet or visor or maybe some cultural appropriation. Character customization is basic with things like jackets, pants, shoulder pads, backpacks, and such. But in a game this fast-paced, you never really look at the character models that closely anyways. You can also customize your player card with different backgrounds, and holy shit, there's a duck! I must have it! Introducing the new mascot of the CSNC clan, Tiny Rubber Ducky. Seriously, I made a clan in-game. I used my hard-earned blue coins to start one. If you decide to check out the game, look up CSNC and come join us. So yeah, I've really been into this game, and that's because it's right up my alley. I played Call of Duty games all throughout high school, and I can't emphasize enough just how much IronSight captures their feeling. The people behind IronSight did their homework and did a great job recreating that style of game. If someone slapped a different title on there and said, hey Anthony, come check out the new Call of Duty game, I'd be like, yeah, that seems right. And I'm sure some people will say, just go back and play the old games. I mean, heck, Black Ops 2 still has a good amount of players. But to me, there's an excitement to a new game that's up and coming. And I really just want to keep playing. Some of the games I've looked at in this series, I genuinely recommend. But after I'm done taking notes and capturing gameplay, I've usually had my fill. But here, I'm forcing myself to put the game down and actually write the script or the video might never come out. If you're not a fan of the Call of Duty fast-paced action shooters, this game won't change your mind. But IronSight has surprisingly solid gameplay, loot boxes, and money-making strategies that aren't overbearing and manipulative, and a hopefully large, growing community as it gets closer to full release. So in a statement I'm sure is no surprise, IronSight is definitely worth my time, and I can't wait to play just one more game. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've obviously been enjoying the game, but I did want to bring up here at the end something that's going on right now. If you check out the game when this video comes out, apparently Level Cap the other day made a video about this game and it blew up because, you know, he's a big YouTuber and a bunch of people went and checked it out. Now, I don't imagine this video is going to break the game, but what was happening is their servers were a little overloaded by this sudden rush of new people. So if you jump on when this video comes out and the servers aren't working, that's why, so don't panic. When the servers are working, the game's really good, and it's still in open beta, so they're still working on it, and once it's fully released, hopefully all those server problems are solved. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and if you want to go above and beyond, jump cut, consider supporting me on Patreon. That being said, let's give a special thanks to everyone who donated over $5 on Patreon. Go! Drew Iterator Rick, thank you. Colleen Sikazu, thank you. Xavier Charlotte, thank you. Patrick Granger, thank you. George Thompson, thank you. Maybe I'll get it right this time. Lauren, Savage Alias, thank you. Ammo to Go, thank you. Lady Irish, thank you. Carlos Ruiz, thank you. Riley Davidson, thank you. Dave's Venture, thank you. Curtis Wilson, thank you. Luke A. Water, thank you. Jay Bodane, thank you. Carl Sykes, thank you. JJ Tube, thank you. TJ Grum, thank you. Omar Diaz, thank you. Paul Witowski, thank you. Ryan O'Connell Shadowcloud, thank you. And Frederick Bowler, thank you guys so much for supporting the show. I'll see you on the next one.